Welcome back to Council of the North, episode 14. We made it pretty far, boys. We're doing well.
Let's go.
2 weeks worth.
Tonight, I'm myself, Will Schaff. I'm here with Andrew Barbazan, resident Depths player.
Greetings.
And also Zach Fleming, who finally changed his army, so I can't grill him for that.
Cheers.
Tonight, actually, Zach went to a tournament. He committed to something for once. And
He went tonight,
we're going to hear about all his games. A 450-point tournament in London at the Game Chamber. Before we get into that, we have our regular stuff to get into. We're going to start off with shame points, see if anybody's done some hobbying this week. Zach, we've been sitting at the same numbers for a while. What are we sitting at? Just remind everybody.
Well, we are sitting at 3 points for Zach, 2 for Will. Andrew's got 0. We've had 3 guests, 0 shame points on 3 people. So that's the numbers they've been for quite a few weeks now, quite a few episodes. And fortunately for us, unfortunately for probably the listeners of any outcome of this stale segment, no more shame points this week awarded either. We all got some stuff done. Will looked like he got some more elves done.
Yeah, 6 more, man.
Did stuff on his display board by the looks of it.
I finished some metal goblins too, but I wasn't going to post a picture of goblins again.
And you get home from a tournament, you get a little bit of energy, and I was able to get some work on my Blackroot Vale banner.
Nice, dude.
Very nice.
Yeah.
How nice is it going to a tournament in your own town?
For a change.
Man, not having to wake up like 3 hours before the event is just money. It's so good. Unfortunately, it takes so long to drive across this city. It still took me nearly 30 minutes to get to the store.
Yeah,
like the very west end, the store's at the east end, and my routes like just got construction, lights everywhere.
Oh, dude, you gotta nip down to the 401, buddy.
Yeah.
I don't know. That sounds like way too much out of the way, but I'm still taking it over like a 2-hour drive.
Yeah, to be home at like 5:30 or whatever it was pretty insane.
We finished at 6 and I'm home at 6:30.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's just every tournament for me.
Yes. Oh God.
Whether my home's my house or Will's house, it's every tournament.
True. That's a good point.
Zach, you mentioned you've been traveling a lot to these events, and so in this one you didn't have to. So I'm looking forward to see if that is going to translate, since you've been going 3-1 all year. Just to remind the fans, and yeah, so we'll see if how that works out when we get into your games.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what trying to give anything away. We'll see what happens when we go through it.
Nice mention, Andrew.
That's a good.
We got no shame points this week.
No shame.
We're getting good at this hobby. And
anyone out there listening, hopefully you were getting some painting done. I talked to some people at the event. Some painting has gone on. So hopefully
painted models at the event. Lots of painted models.
Some armies were painted.
Oh, okay. We'll get into that later. All right. That wasn't.
But you know what? The ones that were painted looked really nice. There was a lot of good painting jobs on there. Actually, at the end of the day, there was we all voted on best painted, and it came down as a tie between 2 people. So then they had to put forward their, like, I guess, best model, and we did just a hand-raised vote on which one we liked better.
Nice.
Nice.
I believe it was guy Willie and Andrew Grayling, I believe, were the 2 finalists. And it was Alert and Uglock versus Bard on Horse, and they were both very well done.
Which one took it?
The Lurts and Uglock.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a sick army.
I voted for the Bard on Horse. So I voted wrong.
Yeah, well, it's not surprising.
Spoiler alert, that might be the way my days went. Voting wrong.
Okay, we've blown it wide open.
Yeah.
But no shame points for anybody. We're doing good. Andrew.
No shame points. We're keeping up.
we got a couple episodes in a row here that we're actually just recording all together. So we're going to do the same quiz questions. Can you just remind us of the 3 questions, Andrew, quick?
Yeah, 3 quiz questions. First question, Viggo broke a bone when he kicked this object in the 2 towers. Okay, what did he kick? Question number 2, the Argonath in the movies is constructed in the likeness of Elendil and Isildur holding swords. How is this different in the books? Okay, that's a good one. And last one, what is the name Frodo is called at the end of The Lord of the Rings? Those are our quiz questions. For the next, well, this will be week 2 and next week.
Yep.
And then we'll answer them. So get commenting. You had an extra week to comment. Okay?
Yeah. With a
These are
little bit of
doable
our
questions.
confusion.
Comment.
The next time's going to be tough. I got a really tough one.
Oh,
man.
great.
Just
That's
one.
great for
2 easy
engagement.
ones. 2 easy ones and one tough one.
That's great for engagement.
Yeah, okay.
That's fine. That's fine. As long as there's something somebody can get right.
What you got to do is you got to do 1 easy, 1 medium, 1 hard. That's probably how you should do it.
Well,
Then you
you're
can
not the
kinda
quiz master,
cheer
so
people on
why
their
don't you just have a
end.
seat, okay?
Really, we
You're
don't
the
have a
quiz
quiz master
peasant.
because it's been a
It's
debacle.
been rough.
Okay, we can move on now.
All right, we got quiz questions. We got shame points. We got 700-point lists. We're still looking for 700-point lists. We're going to do an episode, a list review episode. So get those in the comments or message them to us. We also have an Instagram. You can follow Council of the North, see all our shame point avoidance pictures. And then, yeah, we just had our London event, which is right before our GT, which is October 25th, that we're all going to be at.
Maybe.
We'll get to see everybody there. We're going to
You're
do,
coming.
if anybody's
I hope so.
listening and is going to be at the event, think about sending us your list. We're going to do a little preview episode where we show our lists and a bunch of our friends' lists that are going. So think about sending in your list as well, and we'll kind of talk about all of them and see, give our opinion of who we think has a decent list going into the event, who we think could do well.
Our favorite
We're gonna
lists will
talk
get a
about our
prize
lists.
too.
Oh,
We'll get what, sir?
Well, our favorite list community will get a prize.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I'm excited. I'm
we
excited
agreed
to
on
see
this.
what you get for the prize.
It's gonna be
also,
awesome.
we'll be talking about our own lists that we're going to be bringing as well.
Yeah, we'll review
So-
all our lists as well.
I mean, we all know what Andrew's bringing
Yeah,
already,
I'm
so
locked
we
in.
might not really go too much into him. We've talked
Probably
about that
not.
enough.
I can do it off memory now. Balrog, 44 albums, 650.
It's gonna be might be more than that.
I think that's everything though. That's all our stuff. Click the buttons, subscribe, whatever. Here we go. Zach, you had an awesome day in London.
Yeah.
It was just yesterday. We're actually recording this the day after. Can you tell us first about the event, where it was in London, the points level and stuff like that?
Tournament was ran out of the game chamber. Really great store. It's got a great gaming area. It was run by Noah Ouellette. It was 450 points, hobby event. That'll come into play a bit later.
Well, yeah,
but
we'll get into
there
it.
might have also been some miscommunication on the Longshanks when it was thrown up there. But the attend is 80 points, hobby event, fun time, getting some new people out there. I think there was a lot of new players or people
Nice.
getting back into the game. So that was pretty cool. We had 14 players in total, so not a bad little number for being that far south of Toronto. We had, I think it was like a lot of local guys. Couple drove from out of town. So that's always nice when you get the people that are committing and willing to drive that little bit extra distance to show up to some events and support these other tournaments. So that was really good to see too.
Mhm.
We like to have that. And probably the biggest shock or twist of the whole thing was they went with a veto system. I haven't had one of them this edition. And so what we did was you rolled a dice at the beginning of the game, and that decided what pool everyone was playing out of. Then we each rolled a dice like against our opponent. The person who rolled lowest had to veto one of the 4. Then who rolled highest would then get to veto one of the three that are left, I guess. And then basically from the two that are left over, you roll another dice and be like 1, 2, 3. It's the one of scenario 4, 5, 6. It's the other. So it was interesting. You had still some randomness in what you're playing, but you got to sort of cover yourself with some other scenarios. Like if there's some that are not really like bad matchups,
Yeah.
you could try and eliminate. And sometimes if you're lucky, your opponent eliminates one that you also would like him to eliminate.
Yeah, I've never played Veto, and we talked a little bit about it in another episode.
Next episode.
Yeah, the one that's coming out after this. But this was your first time playing Veto, right?
Yes, this is the first time I've ever done it. I don't know. I have mixed feelings over it. In general,
if you went to a tournament, would you have a preference, or would you not care?
I wouldn't lose any sleep over it, but I would probably prefer everyone plays the same scenario.
Yeah.
Just my general feelings. The way it went wasn't too bad though, with the four scenarios in a pool. So there is still some randomness when you come back down to those last two. So you're not like exactly getting like one that your opponent might desire the most automatically based off of it. But at the same time, I just like everyone playing the same thing. Just makes more sense to me.
Yeah. And there's no skewed list that can kind of protect themselves either, right? I don't know. So maybe if somebody brought all Eagles, then they could just.
But we don't do that
those
in the
scenarios.
OSBGL.
No, I've never seen it.
No,
Depths
we're really
is one
good.
thing, but Eagles is something else.
Yeah, that
guys,
takes that's a different breed.
I have some sad news. The streak's been broken.
Oh no.
Eagles were brought in.
The first event with Eagles.
To an 80-point hobby event.
To a hobby event, shame.
But I am gonna give him the benefit of the doubt with the Longshanks. It was promoting it as a 90-point event. It's right in the points value is perfect for the Eagles.
I think this is their best.
It's not advertised on it as Longshanks. 90 points. We're coming to the end of the season. We already got one guy in this podcast that's grinding it out. We can't blame anyone else for trying to do the same. Unfortunately, it was just a big case of miscommunication.
Well, I think the least we could do is name them and shame them. So who was it?
Well, I was thinking that exact same thing. I got the shame chart here, and I believe should get a point on the shame chart. If we're all in favor, raise your hand.
I think you got to be on the podcast to get a shame point.
No. Oh.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Andrew.
Fine.
Next time if he comes on the podcast, it's an auto shame point. We're not. Okay. It doesn't matter if he pays.
We're just making new rules up here.
Yeah, we'll change our minds.
It's supposed to be for hobbying, and now we're saying pretty bad list to get a shame point.
We should do anyone who brings a list to 2 tournaments in a row gets a shame point. Then Andrew would be ahead of us by now.
Don't be silly.
Okay, well, we'll get into the equals player later.
All right, let's get into
Caesar. We broke the streak. No, Eagles are free game now in the OSBGL.
Okay, anybody can bring them now. That's bad news. Bears,
terrifying.
There was also Bears at the tournament.
Yeah, there was also That's a nice hobby event list, I have to say.
Yeah, Bayorn with 12 Bayornings, I believe the list was.
Yeah, that's crazy. What was the vibe of the event? Was it lots of painting? You kind of mentioned already that some wasn't painted, but nicely painted.
I'd say probably maybe 50-50. I think everything I played was painted.
I know you played an unpainted banner bearer for Army of the Dead.
Oh, yeah. One model. But the rest of his army was painted. It was just his one banner.
Was it based? Was it based?
the army was based.
Okay.
I believe, right?
I
I
don't
think
know.
so.
You were there.
You took
Yeah,
the
man,
pictures.
it's a long day by the end of it. It's a long day, but yeah, no, it was a good event. Lots of great people. Oh, I think it was a good day. It was a lot of fun. I had a good time by the end of it. But
Cool. Yeah.
yeah,
What did you bring?
I did not bring Battle of Fornost, which I was also informed that when someone saw my name on the Longshanks, they were like, okay, well, this is probably going to be a Battle of Fornost. So that was nice to pull out a surprise. Uh, with some of the lists that were actually at this event, I kind of wish I did bring it, but no, I brought the Fiefdoms without Emerald. I've
Nice.
been internally preaching that in my head. I was like, I don't think you really need them. I think they're fine without them. And at the end of this event, I will tell you how my new feelings are.
Yeah,
But I
we'll see if
brought
you want to change it.
Forlong as my leader. He had 6 axemen. Then I had 1 knight of Dol Amroth on foot and 1 knight of Dol Amroth with a banner. Then I had my second war band was a captain of Dol Amroth with 3 knights of Dol Amroth on foot and 6 pikemen, the men at arms. My last war band, I filled up my points with doing here with 4 Blackroot Vale archers with spear. So I
Nice.
had 24 models in total. So not a bad model count. At 450, I was kind of hoping that I'd be able to outnumber a lot of the opponents I faced, and then just kind of play in overwhelming numbers with just strong troops.
Yeah. Give us just like what do you think heading into this was the best part of your list and what was the worst part of your list?
Going in, I was banking a lot on Forlong. I thought the Warhorn was good. The special rule about the one turn a game, I could just blow on the horn and now I'm terrifying within a 12-inch radius or 6 inches, whatever it was. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
12.
Yep.
That sounds like really strong to me. So I was like, man, if I could like time this perfectly and shut down like a counter charge, that'll be pretty solid. Um, my weakness going in, I was doing Ear's Warband. I was really worried that, lower defense, their courage
Yep.
isn't that great. But they got some shooting and being able to add that to my list, I think is helpful. And then like they all have spears, so I could use them in a back line if needed. But I was like,
Yeah.
they could probably die. So that's how I kind of was up. I was thinking I'll pour along, maybe pull off some cool tricks. And I guess the other strength is the pipe block.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
not going to be fight 5 because Hill's not there, but fight 4. I was like, what could still be all right. Maybe get some good +1s to wounds with the charge off.
Yeah, because you had the captain in there that get procs the
Yeah,
+1 for them, right? Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well
So
let's get into
Yeah,
your first game.
Zach, I'm really excited to hear about how your games went because as a listener of the podcast know, we always have someone on who either came first or second, and we don't have a guest
and we don't
today.
have
So
anybody on.
I'm looking forward to see how your games went.
Does it sound like I might have won this whole tournament because there's no guest here?
That's what I'm implying.
Okay, well,
Well,
I'm
spoiler
looking
alert,
forward to
that didn't
hearing your
happen
games.
because I lost game 1.
oh wait, this
Okay.
spoils it right away.
Just spoil it. Let's get it right out
Lost
of the
game
way. I
1.
did not win.
Well, who knows? You could come
Um,
back. We don't know yet. You could come back
All
from it.
right.
that's true. That's true.
Alexander Baxter playing I think Defenders of the Pelennor.
Defenders of the Pelennor.
Okay.
Originally lining up. So this was the Heirlooms of Ages Past, Maelstrom. That's what we rolled. Honestly, I can't remember what we vetoed. I don't know enough of those other
That's fine.
scenarios.
That's
I think
fine.
I just chose a random one. I was like, I don't know what's going on here. So, but we ended up with Heirlooms. I was like, that's fine. I know how to play Heirlooms. It's the scenario I've played. He brought Ingold with a bunch of Ministerial Warriors, which I was like, that's his leader. Like, okay. I I think straight up head to head, I do pretty good there. because then his next
Okay.
hero was Captain of Minas Tirith with just, I think, a couple guys. And then the tricky part was a double bolt thrower. No upgrade, so he's just rolling the one dice for how many shots. We had a bit of an issue with deploying the siege weapons at the beginning. We got a little confused. I can remember we just played it, and I placed it for him. I guess like we were on the same page together, but we did not do it proper. I'll put that out there.
Yeah.
We found
Okay.
that out later when we were asking something. I was like, oh, yeah, no, we screwed this up, but whatever. We're rolling with it. It happened. But I was like, it's fine. Like, where he had on the back corner, he had his one bolt thrower. He had his other two war bands on the same side, and his other bolt thrower was on the north board edge, while the rest of his army was on the east. But his second bolt thrower was probably more on the southeastern part of the board edge.
Right.
And then I had my three, so then I roll mine. I have to use a point with Duanir because I rolled 3, so he was going to
Okay.
be able to put it east or west of his choice. I was like, that's really not good for me because he's probably going to put those 4 or 5 guys right behind his big warband, and obviously they're going to die. So I had to
Yeah.
use a might point. Get that up to 4, my choice, north south. Okay. I have his bolt thrower on the north board edge. I'll put him right near him, and I'll
Nice.
get right on him. And then I rolled for my captain. And I got my choice. Oh, yeah, it was my choice, north or south. And I thought, once again, I'll put him kind of like on the south board edge, kind of near his bolt thrower. So I'll have a couple guys run off and kill his bolt thrower crew.
Yeah.
And then my other guys will run and start trying to pick up the heirlooms. And then I rolled 4 along. And I rolled a 1. So he doesn't make it. And turn 1, shooting phase. This guy rolled unreal on his bolt thrower decks. 6s on both bolt throwers. It's
Nice.
like unbelievable. And I think it was like Duanir's warband took no casualties, which is also unbelievable. And his other bolt thrower took off like a couple nights, like 1 or 2 nights. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's not great. Or no, it was a couple pikemen. I think he was killed. I don't know. His bolt throwers were tearing me up all game.
Yeah.
Basically, he runs up. He's trying to rush forward for some objectives. I'm trying to kill his bolt throwers, but then he also, the next turn, he like picks them up, runs away, and I roll for 4 along, get on, and I roll a 1. So he does not appear with my banner, with my other guys. It's rough. I end up in the first couple turns, I end up picking up a couple empty artifacts, heirlooms, no go. He picks up a couple, no go. Finally get whatever turn it was, turn 3 or 4. Like, it was just bad with 4 along trying to get on. A lot of 1s. I decided, like, it finally rolled. I got him north or south. I think there's like 3 heirlooms left at this point. I was like, okay, well, there's one right by this board edge on the south, so I'm obviously going to put him there and try my shot. And I do that. And then when it comes to his turn, he has he picks up his artifact, and that's the heirloom. So now at this point in the game, Duanir's warband's dead because I had to try and force the issue with them and both against most of his army. My pipe block was rushing up the board in like full view of his bolt thrower
Yeah.
because I just had to he like ran around a building. So I was like, okay, I got a couple turns here of like just rerunning the other way and trying to get these artifacts. And then he just popped out the other side of his bolt thrower and started peppering me. I was like, not good. So then I kind of hit them around a building as I'm like rushing Forlong across the board edge, trying to get there. And at this point, he was able to like, form up a nice battle line, keep his banner behind,
Yeah.
keep his leaders safe, keep the artifact safely behind it, and then he just was able to mince through my guys at that point. It was rough. Um, I got quartered, I guess. Yeah. Um, game ends. Rough go. We tallied up. I lost 15-3. My 3 points
Yeah.
were the three empty artifacts I picked up.
Dude, it sounds like a rough game.
I think the most crushing part was if I had rolled another one with Forlong, that might have given me a fighting chance because the next turn, maybe I roll a good dice and I could put them on the proper board edge. But the
Yeah.
fact that I just get them on the board and then it comes up the other side, it's like my army's so spread out, which is the point of Maelstrom. It did not go well. I think list to list, any other pool, I think I have a good chance against this army. Just Maelstrom aspect didn't do me any good. I got
Yeah.
outplayed. I got outlucked too. I mean, so much of this game's luck. Like if Forlong had picked it up down at that other end of the board, I mean, I'd probably win the game
Yeah.
because then his bolt thrower chops through everything else, and I'll sacrifice. I'll get quartered, but as long as I got the objective, it's so many points.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It was
it's
a
a
tough
tough
one.
one. Good play on his part. But as I was saying with his bolt throwers, I think the lowest dice he rolled was a 5 for the amount of shots. He was probably averaging about 1 kill with each bolt thrower turn, maybe 2. Like he wasn't converting crazy on it, which I was extremely
Yeah.
fortunate about. But seeing 6s and 5s come up every turn, I was like, how do you keep doing this?
That's demoralizing, man.
Yeah, if he had been able to convert on them better, I probably would have died even sooner.
Yeah.
Sounds
But
like you got
I was able to.
majorly outplayed.
Oh, I got. Yeah, it was a crossfire too. Like the way the houses and the train was set up, he had like the one bolt thrower up top with a perfect shooting lane. His other bolt thrower was the side, so it's like I'm trying to engage his friend line. I was like, man, my spear is getting picked off because they're getting pierced, and my front line trying to charge is getting shot. It was awful.
Yeah.
And I felt pretty good going in. I was like, Ingold, I can take Ingold.
Yeah.
I didn't even get it. I had one chance. I had a combat with Forlong and Ingold. And I heroic strengthed because I was like, I got to go all out here. Like, I need to get some sort of leader wounds. And then he heroic defensed, which I was like, kind of negates my heroic strength. But so
Yeah.
good on him.
Trade and might.
Yeah. And then I flopped that roll. Not even close.
Nice.
And then the next turn he was able to like tuck him behind. Like I lost like a roll off for the heroic move or something, and I was able to re-engage him, and he was able to tuck in gold behind, and I was like, like very well played on his part. Uh, very well done. A well deserved win for Alex, and 15-3, like off to a really good start for him in his day.
Yeah.
That start for me.
I don't recognize his name. Is he newer or is he just Southern Ontario guy?
London guy. He's been I think he's been around, but I don't think he's been he's been to a couple council tournaments, he was saying.
Okay.
He wasn't at the
Yeah.
most recent one.
We just live far
Yeah.
enough apart. I don't see him then probably.
Yeah, you don't go to enough events.
Don't bring that up.
That's true. You don't go to any events.
You probably
Round
don't know
2.
most people.
There we go.
You
Round
know
2.
your Lindsay guys. Round 2.
All right, round
So-
2. You can, you got the submarine going now, right? You took a major L.
Yeah, major
and
L.
I'm
so
ready
you know
to
what?
hear about the submarine to victory.
And if
Okay, tell us.
Anybody knows anything about me, I'm all about the submarine.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is my way to go.
Call him Admiral Zach.
So I was playing Andrew. Like I said, I think it's Grayling.
Yeah, yeah.
He's the one that went to the finals for the painted. He had brought Survivors of Lake Town. So I think hats off to him for that. Um, absolutely. Like, I've never played it before. I thought that's pretty cool. Turns out bards only fight 5 in that list. So I was quite thrilled about that. Um, we rolled, we ended up with Treasure Hoard. I've never played this scenario yet.
Wait, did he bring all the kids in the list? Did he?
No. So he brought Bard
Oh,
on horse with a bunch of dudes, brought Percy with a bunch of dudes, and just a captain with a bunch of
okay.
dudes.
So
He
a
had
bit of a
36
horde with
models.
lots of bows. Lots of bows.
36 models. Lots of bows.
Yeah,
10,
yeah.
12
Okay.
bows, something like that.
It's a
I think
lot
he
of. It's
must
a
have
lot
been
of.
maxed out on bows. Maxed out on 36 models. He was maxed out for sure.
It's a lot of models. Yeah.
A lot of models. Um, I was new scenario. I was like interesting. Yeah, treasure hoard. You got to pick up the objective, and you got to be holding it by the end of the game. So I thought that's kind of cool. But you can move around with it. We were playing on the Conquest Creations Dwarven Fortress,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cool.
and so like that the big one was
Mm-hmm.
actually on the board. And I gotta say, normally like those big obnoxious structures, sometimes they could be really tough to play in. It was perfect for this scenario. The way, because you get the 6, so you get 3 on your side, 3 on the other lined up. We had on the second floor of this fortress on the two like the walls was the 2 objectives. So I was like, we got to go into this building and we got to try and fight for it. So that was pretty cool. But it was even. So it's not like one person had to go into a building. Both our objectives were there, or
Yeah.
our home objectives were there. So it's like taking control of this is actually a pretty big deal. And I deployed my captain in the middle. I was like, I'm going to march with him. I got to get up there. That's why I brought the captain. If I can get up there quick, I'm going to be able to hopefully hold it down. Like, he's got a lot of numbers, but my troops are obviously way better. He's got the fight bonus, so he boosts their fight value within bar. Still doesn't get to fight 4. That gets him to fight 3. So that's huge for me. That I'm all just not even like no one can touch me on my fight value if I can get that 6. And then I
Very
had
cool.
4 long kind of angled to go for the other side objectives. Probably should have done that a little bit differently, I think. I not fully commit. Like I was like, I definitely could have easily just thrown a couple of guys out of his warband to go fetch it, which is basically what I ended up doing after my first turn, where I ran him over, and I was like, well, I got to kind of
Mm-hmm.
redirect most of it to go and reinforce my captain because I used Dooney here, which was risky, sending only him and his 4 dudes. It's like they're going to go into the fortress and they're going to take. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I was like, it's risky. He sent his captain and his warband, so I don't know how many dudes. I think he had like 6 dudes going in there, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so trash fighters versus trash fighters is what it was. And the 4 objectives that are easily accessible, he picks up his 2, I picked up my 2, and I try to be on the aggressive side. I jam my pike block up in there. I was winning throughout the game. I won a lot of move offs. That +1 is really nice.
Yeah, your
It's
army
like,
bonus, right?
yeah. So the army bonus, if you don't know, if a fiefdom hero charges a turn, then other friendly models with the same keyword as that hero will get +1 to wound on the combat. So it's tough to pull off because you need to make sure you get the charge, and then it only triggers off of the keyword. So
Yeah.
obviously my pike block is all hitting on, and this is within a 3-inch radius, so it's not very big either. A pike block, it's pretty tight, so you
Yep.
actually hit a pretty good range. And when you got low defense survivors of Lake Town, it's not doesn't take a whole lot to get there. So just being able to secure with that extra +1 is nice. Basically, there was a center building. I kind of had some guys running around the side, chasing down his two guys holding objectives. Um, just a big battle line beefing it out in the middle. At some point, for long, he had his bard was in combat with like I think one dude, and he hero combat, and I was like, oh man, Forlong's like right there, fully exposed. So I also hero combat because he was like in combat with one dude. So I was like, okay, I can do this. I'd probably rather get into the fight with Bard because then I at least have another dice from my other guy that's still alive than to be an extra dice down. Obviously, he's still going to get the charging bonus, which is risky. But I thought, this might be it's probably the better play to just try and get more dice to win the fight because he's also 5/5. And there's can't stop that. No, just go to a roll off, hope for the best. And nothing happened. I think I lost. No wounds were given. It's like, okay, kind of just like a weird way it all ended up. And then the real interesting part, and I think the MVP of the game for me, was doing Here's Warband. I was able to trap his like friend line trying to come through. I was able to get there first. And I had doing here in a combat with his captain. I had like a spear support. He had a spear support. I was able to do some I think I had to go fade off and a wound off. And then he was trying to like flank around to a different hallway with his other guys. But I was able to jam him up, so I was able to get one of my archers up the staircase to start going for the objective. And I was like, even if I only get the one objective and I don't get to the other one, I'm at least stopping him from getting out, and I'll have the objective edge.
Yep.
So I was able to tie him up, and somehow I killed throughout the course of the game. I killed his entire warband, and I didn't lose one guy. Maybe I lost one guy. It was like the last turn of combat. I think someone died. So like my 4 black roots and doing here were just like absolute beasts taking on this warband. And I was able to get the one objective up top. And as his number started to dwindle, I sent another one up the other staircase to go capture the other objective. So I'd be able to I'd be up 4-2 on him. And then as the game was coming down, he was his 2 guys holding it his objectives had hold up together. And this is where his 36 models really started to come into play. Is no matter how many I killed, there was just like another 2 guys coming in. So I was starting to get overwhelmed. I was starting to lose some numbers. I was starting to dwindle. I had my one objective was on a pikeman. So I was just like, as the game got on, I decided to just run him away around the building. I was like, I can't keep him here to risk dropping this objective. I got to keep it. My other guy who had grabbed the far right objective early on, I kind of had him flanking around the side, but there's also the victory points for being models on your opponent's 12 inches or 12 inches of their board edge. So I hit him and another guy bolt it to try and just get out of the way, try to get those VPs.
Mm-hmm.
I got the 1 victory point at the end of the game. I needed a 3rd guy down there to get 2. So I probably should have peeled another guy off, but I also think I needed all hands on deck. So it was a tough call. I shouldn't have sent the 2nd guy because if I'm not going to get the 3rd, there's no point sending the 2nd. So that was probably a bit of a mistake.
Fair enough.
And he had his 2 guys kind of running through. He made a hole through my line and was kind of running towards my side of the board. And then, so I was like, at this point, I basically killed everything inside the dwarf building. I had my guys going for the objective, so I was like, okay, I'm going to run doing here and one of these other guys out to try and cut them off. This was also, unfortunately, the turn that I had him broken, and both his objective carriers fled. So the next turn, I ran up with doing here and my other dude and picked up both the objectives. And then I think the game ended with me quartering him not too long after. And I ended up winning 12-4. So I believe he did end up, I think he did kill Forlong by the end of it.
Yeah.
I can't remember now exactly, but I think Forlong, well, actually, no, never mind. I can look right here. No, Forlong did survive. I don't remember what his 4 points
That's a
were.
pretty big swing though, him dropping 2 objectives and you going and picking them up, right? Like,
Yeah.
Unbelievable for helping me out in the end,
yeah.
getting back up there. No, it was a good game. I think doing here was definitely the MVP of game 2, which
Yeah,
was
it's
I was
wild for
not
them to
expecting. Any other probably army list, it doesn't go that way. It's just you find the one matchup where it's like, okay, my guys are not good fighters, but neither are yours. And once
it's
again,
just
that +1 on the charge really helped their killing potential.
yeah, 100%. Well, you go from what, wounding on 4s down to 3s against
Yeah,
D3. This is the one game where doing here and your rangers can feel like they're worth something in combat.
Yeah.
yeah. And I was very fortunate that I only had to weather 1 round of shooting because I marched. And then by turn 2, because he had rushed up as well, that I was like, I've already engaged your front line and there's nothing to shoot
Yeah.
at. So he had like his kind of warband of archers sitting there. And it's like, wow, now they got to come up and join the fight. But they're now like, what, 2 turns away from being
Yeah.
immediately useful. And I was able to
Still,
capitalize on that by taking out his front line. And then it's like,
yeah.
reposition.
That's still a
He
lot of
did get
models for you to
close.
chew through though.
36 is a lot. He was able
Yeah.
to. He got me down quite a bit. I was broken, or I think I was broken by the end of
Yeah.
it. By like, I think he just broke me or something. But it was a close game, and I got very fortunate with the 2 guys fleeing. I would have liked my odds of probably at least killing one of them. Probably at least like chasing them down with doing here, because I'm worst case, what I'm going to shoot them. I'll spend the
Yeah.
turn. I might not get the VPs for picking them up, but at least I'm going to deny him the points. It was tough, them fleeing and me being within 1 move of getting there the next turn.
Fair. Yeah.
So after game
Nice,
2,
nice
1-1.
submarines in full effect. Here
It
we
was a
go.
bit of a roller coaster. Game 1, I was like, maybe these guys aren't that good. Maybe people on the internet are right. Maybe I was wrong. Game 2, I was like, ooh, maybe I am right. It was
Yeah,
just a
dude.
bad matchup. Game 1.
I think the internet is pretty splitsville on fiefdoms. Some people love them and some
Yeah,
people hate them. I think they should be really good. Like I think it's a good army bonus, but we'll see how the rest
it
of the
is a
games
pretty
go.
good bonus. I think it's just some of the pieces aren't. The army bonus is good. I think it's the pieces around it that are questionable when it comes down to it.
Mm.
But game 3, we did it was the killing scenarios. And if anybody listens to, I guess, next week's podcast, we'll hear
Yeah,
about how
no.
much I love those
Well,
scenarios.
we're 2 out of order. It would have been better. It would have been perfect if we had released the other one first. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
for first of all, who were you up against and what were they playing?
I was up against Jonathan Park playing Return of the King. So we had Aragorn, uh, 14 Undead, and the King of the Dead. So when we found out it was the killing scenarios, I thought, well, I'm going to be 1-2 by the end of this. This is not good. I have one scenario that I have any hope of winning. And when we went to the vetoing, I vetoed Contest of Champions. Clearly, Forlong cannot keep up with Aragorn. It's not even close. So I was like, I got to get rid of that. And my next fear was assassination, because then it's the King of the Dead. And what does our good friend John Park do? Does
Fan of the
me a
show, by the way.
solid.
Oh, yeah.
He does me a solid. He vetoes assassination, and I breathed a sigh of relief. And then somehow we rolled to the death, and I was like, okay, to the death's like probably my best shot at winning. And
Yeah, I think so.
this could go into the whole wishy-washiness of the veto system versus just you get what you get. Is this definitely helped me out? Because unlike John, I had some bows. So I'm in a pretty good position. I don't have
Yeah,
to
but you're
move. I
shooting
can
at
sit there.
ghosts.
Yeah, that's tough though.
True.
There's also
But
a what defense 5 air going in there.
true, but they Elven Cloak, and he did a good job of keeping Aragorn hidden. I was kind of hoping to shoot Aragorn a bit.
Yeah.
But he kept them out of my bow range. And it was a nice little hobbit terrain set. There's some hobbit holes, some like little hills, some fences and stuff. And I was able to deploy between two hobbit holes. I thought, okay, you know what? This is all right. I got my archers lined up. I got a clear shot to where he deployed, and I'm gonna get 2, maybe 3 rounds of shooting on him. And then I was able to deploy my other 2 warbands, like I had them right beside it. And I pushed Forlong's warband up to sort of, there's another hill, probably 6 inches. I probably had about 6 inches in between 2 hills. So I had Forlong and his warband kind of sitting horizontal to my other warband. So I had my pipe block backing up beside my spearman, and then hooking out the other side was my axeman and Forlong. So I thought, okay, you know what? He doesn't have a lot of numbers. He'll engage, and whichever side he tries to go for, I'm going to collapse on. And if he
Mhm.
keeps himself spread, I'm going to have the number advantages with all my supports because I got a lot of spears in my army.
This sounds like a
So
good plan.
I thought this is probably some pretty good strategic thinking on my part. Going to get a couple shots. Maybe I'll kill one ghost. Strength 2
Yeah.
bows, not great. But this is where army bonuses and troop units rules come into play. Doing here, if he calls a heroic shoot, can let, if they don't move that turn, they can reroll all failed to wound rolls. And
Built to wound rolls. That's pretty nice.
oh no, it's that if I use a heroic shoot, they get to reroll all failed to wound rolls. And if they don't move, they just and within the 3 inches of doing here, they get to reroll their the hitting dice
Wow,
roll.
that's
I'm on a
really
3
good.
plus already, so it feels pretty good. My first turn with the reroll to wound, I took out 2 ghosts. First turn, my shooting.
Really good.
So his 14 is now down to 12,
What was his
which is
model
now even
count?
more.
And what was his model count?
So it would have been 16 in total, 14 undead, Aragorn, and the king. And one of the had a banner,
Yeah,
which he
that's
kept a banner behind because this scenario also had banner VPs.
Yep.
And I was shocked. I thought, wow, that is extremely unfortunate for John. I was like, but what's he gonna do? And he's got to keep charging. He was debating back and forth between trying to like maybe run around some hobbit holes. It's like, well, you do that. I mean, I'm just gonna start repositioning too. You're gonna have to come to me. I mean, it kind of sucks, but also at the same time, I got 5 bows and their strength 2. I gotta use a might point for that to get that heroic shoot for the reroll to wounds.
Yeah.
Round 2, I used Dunir second my point. I was like, you know what? I took off 2. If I can take off another 2, even 1, I'll be like sitting real good. And it was a bust. Nothing. I mean, I think I have to roll like 6 5s I needed to take him out. So the fact I took out 2 round 1 was impressive.
Yeah.
So turn 2, nothing. Fair enough. He keeps pushing up. Round 3, normal shooting. Like I kind of repositioned my guys because I was told like just like that 1 inch out of range of him being able to charge to try and get that extra third round of shooting. And once again, he's like, well, what do I do? I gotta keep advancing, right? Or is he just gonna sit out of range and keep letting me shoot him? So he pulls up. He's now like the 1 inch away from me, and the next turn, I win priority and I take it. I believe we each did I did a heroic move with Oh no, he called a heroic move with Aragorn. I countered with my captain, and I won the roll off. And this is where the +1 to wound was absolutely amazing in my weekend. Helping me take down the ghosts was really useful. Forlong's horn was also very useful on getting my guys into combat, keeping
Yeah.
that bonus up there. Turns out his horn doesn't work for the Blades of the Dead rule,
Not anymore.
No, it's on.
so
Yeah,
that was a bit of a bummer. I found out, which was, I mean, it's interesting. I was like, yeah, that'll help me there. And it's like, no. And I was like, oh, okay. But it helped me get into combat, which is great because overwhelming numbers won me the day. I was able to just pile in my guys. I was winning fights. I was winning lots of roll offs too, unfortunately for John. He don't think he won many. And there was one point in the game where Forlon had kind of punched through a hole. And the next turn, I was like, oh, this is a bit risky because I was like, at that point, I think I was like out of might. And he called a heroic move with Aragorn because Mighty Heroes, the best rule in the
Yep.
game. And I thought, oh, he's going to charge Forlong. This is rough. Like, these are VPs I cannot be giving up. And he charged an action the opposite
nice. You're
direction.
lucky.
I was like, okay, whew, dodged a bullet there. And we kept duking it out. And then near the end, like, I was not losing models. Maybe one a turn. It was not a whole lot. And I just kept taking his guys out. I was able to, again, this must have been my last might with Forlong. I did a heroic combat. I punched through the line and I got into combat with his banner to take his banner out. And then the next turn, he got into combat with the King of the Dead. Also, at this point, I'd put wounds on the King of the Dead, and he failed all of his fate rolls, and they were not even close. There was a lot of ones on his fate rolls. It's like, man, your dice are not helping you right now. And so he's got the King of the Dead in, but I piled him. I had my captain, had a bunch of pike support. I had my Blackroot Veils were in the fight, all sorts of models. I was like, man, all I got to do is win this fight. He just can't roll a 6, and I got this. And he rolls a 6, and then he wounds Forlong. And Forlong's beefy wounds don't matter when you have Blades of the Dead and your one fate dice, you roll a 1. And the very last turn of the game, he kills Forlong. I kill the last models I need to, I guess, yeah, once again, quarter him. Game ends. I won 13-5. If Forlong passes that fate test, that's a 13-0 victory for me. So
Oh
very
yeah.
well done on Jonathan to be like, you know what? I gotta get him in to combat with Forlong. If not, he's probably going to die anyways, but this is how I got to get victory points. This is the only way to do it. And I'm also big on, even if you're not going to win the game, how do you get as many points as possible? Mitigate. So I think he did a really excellent job there, getting rid of the Forlong. But man, it's crushing to lose him. It's
Yeah.
crushing. Like last turn, no go.
Yeah, tough with that fight 6 King of the Dead now.
Yeah. So now, and it's like, and he's fight 6, I'm fight 5, and I have no strike in my list. We'll talk about that at the end, but hopping out of fight
Yeah.
5 is hard. It's not great.
Yeah,
Game 3, 2 and
if
1,
you could yeah, dude, submarine's in full effect, man.
You're full
full
speed ahead
effect.
on the submarine.
If you could have, I guess you surrounded them, got a lot of traps, kind of shut the door on
Yeah,
them.
yeah. got the charges off for my +1, so when I won, it was like just helped so much being able to break that difference. And like I was getting all my heroes in where I wanted to. I was winning the right fights,
Yeah, that's a
and
good maneuver.
It hurt him losing those two
Surround,
guys early on. But
surround him
scenario
and shut
wise,
the door.
I got as a champions. There's no way I win that. Assassination, I would have had to play unbelievably well to win that. Lords of Battle, I think with the way the game went, I would have been able to still pull it off. But I have so many more wounds on the table than he did that it would have been an uphill battle.
Yeah, yeah. So it's cool that he found more ways to get VPs. Speaking of found more, round 4.
Painful, painful.
Who'd
Yeah,
you
round
play
4.
against?
I
Is
played
it a pun,
against
or you're just saying
Marcus.
words that rhyme?
I think I was just getting bored of listening to Zach, so I came up with a nice segue.
It wasn't a nice
The
one.
episode is Zach. That's what this is.
But round
Andrew's
4,
just upset he's not hearing anything about any depths right now. That's his
Okay, relax.
sadness
yeah,
rate.
you can see his eyes glaze over as he doesn't hear the word Balrog.
He's jonesing. He's jonesing for some Balrog talk.
I would have loved to see him go out to a 450 event with the Balrog and some goblins.
He would have
80-point
became
event, and he would have rolled up with depths.
At
right
least gonna
now.
roll
I
up with
think we
Eagles.
could declare Andrew as public enemy #1 in the league.
Why?
He would like go far, far by.
I don't know what any of you guys
Why?
are talking about.
It's a long road to redemption after this little
Yeah.
spell you've been on.
No. I've been in this league for over a decade, and I've played garbage lists. Okay,
I wouldn't say that, but
so look, anyone
Well,
else can play Eagles or Ents or paint up a Balrog and 50 goblins. Okay, I just happen to have it all painted. So, and I built a display board for it. So do the work. Come on.
Well, game 4, I get Marcus Atwell, new guy, newish guy. I think he's newer to the league. I think said he's kind of been playing it in and out of it for like a couple years, but newer to the OSBGL league. Because we were like setting him up, I think, with the Facebook and the Discord. So
right?
newer guy, but he was bringing Men of the West, Aragorn mounted, 11 tin cans, and Legolas. There was few Men of the West lists this weekend, and I was fearing every single one. Because same thing with the Return of the King. Really don't have anything that fights Aragorn.
Not many people do.
And we rolled the miscellaneous pool. So we almost just had a gentleman's agreement to play Fog of War. But then he realized, well, it's going to be Legolas for both. So you at least have like that air of mystery. I was like, okay, that's fair. We'll veto stuff out. And it came down between Fog of War and Clash by Moonlight. I left Clash by Moonlight in. I thought, you know what? Center objective, 11 models, like 11 basic troops. I was like, the way the game's been going so far, I'll win a couple roll-offs. I'll charge in, and I'll kill his 11 dudes. Doesn't matter what Aragorn's going to do to me. Or Legolas. I'm going to just get into this mess.
That's bold. That's confident.
So that's what we got. And where I said earlier in the day, I learned to vote the wrong way. This was definitely one of them. I should have went a different route. I should have went for the scenario where your heroes have to be on objectives. Probably would have been better when I have more heroes. But I didn't go that way. I won't clash. I was like, it's gonna work. It's gonna work out. Jam him. Just gonna run up there. I march turn 1. He also marched turn 1. So we're getting into this. And then I lost a bunch of roll-offs. Doing here took a wound off of Legolas, but I used my might to do it. And then Then he had no might. I used my might on my captain for a heroic march. And then turn 2, I used a further heroic move that did not win. And it was like turn 2, turn 3. He had an opening. He charged 4 along with Aragorn. I don't even know how he let this
Yeah.
happen. 4 long dies in 1 turn. With 3 might. So I probably the turn I used my heroic move with my captain, I should have used it with 4 long, because then I at least would have had a might left with my captain. And at that point, it was bad news. It was not good. I did not get any roll offs for the movement. I could not kill anything, and then Aragorn just shredded me. Also, Legolas. Can we talk about Legolas?
Do we need to? Just bust
He
it.
is
This is one of the worst scenarios you could have had to face a Legolas with. A +1 to wound Legolas all throughout the
Yeah.
game as he's fighting and shooting you. Like that's a disgusting
why?
little combo.
Why does a model get to shoot you if you're fighting it 3 times with +1 a wound because I was stupid enough for Clash?
Well, you are stupid,
Ah,
but
That's a tough pull, man. That's a
I
I don't.
think my
There wasn't a good scenario. Even if you got that one you were talking about, the heroes one, like he
Fog
has
of
two
War.
assassins. He has 2 assassins on his team. He can kill all 3 of your
Yeah,
heroes like super quick, right?
I think
Fog
Fog
of
of
War
War
is a
was
tough
my
one,
best
but
bet. It's still tough, but it's my best bet.
oh,
yeah,
you were
It was
pulling a will.
just
You're trying to use the power of persuasion to play your best scenario.
well, I mean, who doesn't like Fog of War?
best
Like,
scenario.
I think multiple
Oh,
conversations I
second best
heard
scenario.
as this pool got called was everyone's like, "Oh man, Fog of War's great. Love Fog of War. Hope we get Fog of War." But then also, but we know Fog of War. Let's play some of these other stuff.
Yeah,
So, who doesn't love Fog of War? I'd love to see somebody come in the comments and say it. You let us
No,
know.
Fog War is great. Fog War is good. So
But
you outplayed yourself. You should have vetoed Clash by
I
Midnight.
should have. Yeah, I probably would have had a better shot with the other scenario, the heroes one. But
I don't know. Yeah,
I think the
that's a tough
strategy
list
was
to make
sound
against.
though, right? Like if I had a won that initial move, I wouldn't have been exposed to Aragorn charging 4 long. I would have got into his front line with all my guys. Would have got the +1s to wound. I probably would have been swinging harder. Um, it probably changes. That was a huge dice roll that didn't go my way, and I ended up losing 14-4. I got 4 victory points because at the end of the game I was like, I'm losing. How do I keep my VPs? And I had a banner, so I started running away with my banner.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
that's a tough scenario, even in the fact that like you got to try to break him, which is only 8 models or whatever, or 7
that was
models.
kind of the point. It's like I should be able to
But
break
then
his battle line.
his whole army's fearless when Aragon's around, and then they all get dominant too when they're near a hero too. So it's just like,
So that I also forgot about that with the scenario because that gives him a lot more points when he starts doubling up on what I have on the
yeah,
objective when I got broken. I was like, oh, but again, I was banking on him not having many guys left
yeah, yeah.
by that point in the game. But
Warriors of Minas Tirith are like really good now.
oh,
The
if
They were
they
fight
always
match my
for
good.
fight
Shield Wall
value,
D7 is
yeah,
yeah, they're pretty wild now, man.
that's the other thing that was like sucked. It's like, man, I don't have anything with a better fight value thing. I match everything, or you win because Forlon got killed instantly.
Yeah,
So that was a
that's
bit of a bummer there too. It's bad matchup, tough game for me. He played it well. Like this, well, that's it takes. Don't want to take anything away from him, but you run your guys up, right strategy, get them as close to the objective as possible. Perfect. Kill everything with arrows. Makes sense. Shoot people in combat that could kill Legolas. Okay, yeah. No, he played it exactly how he needed to play it,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it was a tough one for me. I I needed that. I think that initial heroic move, I needed to win that to have a chance at winning. And even if I had got that, uh, who knows? I probably still could easily lost that game. I think it would have given me a better chance. But huge misplays on scenario choice, I think.
Yeah, it sounds like you probably shouldn't have just let Fat Boy die for no reason.
Yeah. Yeah, I should have used him for the move.
Oh,
I don't know. Or at least used
Probably
him
should
for
have
the
just
might.
played better.
Yeah.
Aragorn's gonna get him. Get him. Aragorn's gonna get him no matter what. Like you're gonna.
It didn't
You
have to be
might.
turn 1.
Well, it was like turn
With,
2. It was like first round
yeah,
of
Okay.
with
combat.
turn one.
Turn 1 of combat. It
Didn't
was
have to be the
tough.
first turn of combat. You could have.
Oh, just
Yeah, that was okay. Yeah, that's your fault, Zach.
yeah, it was not good. It was not good. I mean,
That was a
realistic,
an
but he had
interesting
Aragorn
decision.
behind his line, so he like split. He made the gap for him to come through to get me when he won priority. So it was like, okay,
So you got
or
outplayed.
I got outplayed. Yeah,
Nice.
I got beat. So yeah, I end the day 2-2. Back to my roots. Classic 500.
Yeah, dude, submarine got hit
And
by
it got
depth
stuck.
charge.
Yeah.
Without two ridiculous heroes running around on horses, it's a little harder the game, eh?
Not having any horses in the game is tough. As like I realized I've become so reliant upon cavalry. And it's like, oh man. I thought it'd be nice playing with more models. It's like I've been playing usually like less. So that was kind of nice. But my heroes, I needed Emerhill, I think.
Yeah, it's
Either on foot or mount him. Something. Like I needed that extra punch. Forlong doesn't do it with his just 2 attacks. That hurt more than I thought it was. I thought it wouldn't be as big of a deal, but not having
you
that
think
third
just like
attack.
an Imrahil in the pike block and a Forlong to go with them would have been a better way to play it?
Uh,
Losing probably like 5 or 6 models.
yeah, when I did it, it was 5 models down. The list I drew up when I was between it, I was at 19. So losing 5 models, uh, I don't know. Like my second game, the list I played obviously worked out well the way it was. Game 3 worked out well. Game 1, unlucky with Forlong missing most of the game and then coming on the opposite edge.
Yeah.
He gets a better placement. Maybe that's slightly different, or comes on earlier. Maybe it's slightly different, or maybe he just dies to the bolt thrower as well. Who knows? It's hard to tell. The only game it really did, I think, actually end up making a huge difference was the last one. Just beefy heroes that I can't do anything about. And when it comes down to it, like looking at some other lists that were there, like there's I think 3 or 4 men of the West. One of them was Aragorn with Gwahir. Oh no, was
Yeah,
the
there was
Gwahir or just
three men of the West list. There was 10 good lists out of the 14 players.
Yeah. There's a lot of guys with like big heroes, and it was like I can't fight these. So that was tough. Um, like I couldn't have the Bjornings, I would have been in trouble. I wouldn't have been a fight Bjorn. Uh, obviously the Eagles. The Eagles doing here might have been able to pull off like a cheeky auto kill with like a D3 wound or something. But what are the odds he getting that wound off too?
Yeah, I'm just looking at, I think if my math is correct, I think 8 out of the 14 lists had at least a fight 7 or higher character in it.
Yeah,
So yeah, there's a lot of big pieces on the board today or yesterday.
yeah, yeah. So it
Yeah.
was my list struggles with that, but at the same time, a lot of lists out there had between 10 and 15 models. I had 24. So now I got the model count. You know what? Maybe if we got the objectives pool too, that probably would have
Mhm.
helped me against certain lists. The pools we got, I think. I mean, Maelstrom's always, I think, a toss up really of what's going to happen.
Yeah. Heirlooms is the worst scenario too, so
Yeah. I
don't
don't
know.
even, I
Well,
can't even
actually,
blame
yeah,
that
it is.
because the pool too, like the debt pool, the one that I should really not be good at, I did pretty good at. So I can't even say that. I don't know. New list, I haven't played it yet. Testing the waters might have to change things up. But
First thoughts about the army? Like everybody either says it's horrible or it's going to be really good. If you had to pick a side, where would you go?
I would say I had fun with it. I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah.
I think it's a steamrolly kind of list. If you can keep the pressure on and you're getting the momentum and you keep that priority, it's very good. If you get put on the back burner, there's not a lot you can do to get back in it. You're gonna fall apart.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's kind of how I feel. Also, by the end of the day, it's really riding Forlong going in. Bit of a bummer. Bit of a bummer.
Yeah,
The Warhorn's good. Strength 5's good. But that terror rule, which I was just realizing I was like, yeah, this will be great. When you want to call the terror phase, you have to do it when he activates. So I already got the charges I want when I could do it, and I pretty much would have everything tied up, or he's already charged me and I can't do it. So
Yeah, that's weird.
yeah. If it
the
was a
timing
beginning of
of
the
it?
turn, if it was beginning of
Beginning
the
of the
turn,
turn
it's
fixes it,
amazing.
but where it is right now, I thought, this could come in huge on certain games. I never used it once because there
Yeah,
was no opportunity for me to do it.
yeah. It saves you getting if
Either
you're going against a horde. It saves you getting countercharged if you move first, I guess, or like a
yeah,
cavalry list. You can get close to them and blow it so that they don't get everything in or something like that. But
yeah. I guess the
it's
Cav
not as
one's
good as it
probably it.
sounds.
For I just looked here for Helm's Horn. That also has a special rule.
Oh
It
my!
says
We always talk about hell.
this is the only other horn with a special rule. It's
Yeah.
once per game at the start of any move phase. That's when you activate it. So you lose
See,
priority.
you still can.
You're like, I'm not going to call a heroic move. Just I'm going to call it. I'm going to blow. Well, that's not what Helm's Horn does, but you know what I mean. For you, that's what you would do.
Yeah.
Does Durin have a horn that does a special rule? He has like a
During
horn that gives him tear or something.
I think it just
It
gives
just
him
gives him terror.
Yeah, but it's not an active rule. It's a
Does
passive.
Erkenbrand still have a special horn?
He's got Helm's
He has the horn
so
with
he's
the
got the
hand
Helm's
hand.
rule.
He has the same horn as
Okay.
Helm.
It's the exact same
Yeah,
one.
I can't think of any other horns. Special
So
horns.
I think the timing, if they could adjust the wording for the timing of that rule,
Yeah, it
I
seems
think
weird
that would
that
help him out a lot. Because I just throughout the day, I mean, I also played 2 lists that were fearless, so it wasn't really going to come into play anyways. But
no, it doesn't make sense for it to work when at
no,
this activation. It should be like they got it right for one. Why did they mess it up on the other one?
yeah,
What?
especially a list that already hit its wordings for timings and keywords and stuff is already so strict.
Yeah,
It's tough that you have a cool rule that could actually be really beneficial and I thought might be pretty helpful was non-existent.
I don't think it breaks the game either. Being at the beginning of a
No,
turn, like if one
one
turn where
turn
they have to take courage tests to
causing
charge you,
terror.
like that's fine.
No,
once
That's a
per
nice
turn
rule.
rules are supposed to be extra powerful. It's once
Yeah.
per or once per
and
game.
I wouldn't
It's
even
once
say
per
that's
game.
still extra powerful. That's just like, okay, you might get one person to fail.
Yeah,
Well, against a lot of armies, that's very powerful. Against the Goblin Horde or Wildman or whatever. But
it's good. It's
remember the
a
list was
good
fearless.
rule.
Who was the other fearless army?
Return of the King. Aren't they fearless or just
No,
really good courage or
they
something?
cause terror. They cause terror. They have good
I
courage.
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it was gonna it probably wasn't gonna bother them.
Yeah.
Aragorn's fearless, maybe. I don't know.
No, there's no fearless in that
It was gonna
list.
stop those guys.
No, they
It
do
may
good
have, would have
courage
done
though.
something against Survivors of Lake Down,
Yeah,
but
yeah, it didn't
that
matter.
game was
Like you
just
said,
going
the
well.
timing's weird.
Yeah.
Did you
My
ever end up
MVP
actually using it?
No, not once. Because I never had to. It either was like, what's the point? Like, I got everything tied up, or I could use it just for the sake of it, I guess, to stop maybe one guy making a charge. But Army at that point, it's like, yeah, kind of watching the combat anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think the MVP for me this weekend was doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
game
I
one
never
where
would
he
have
died.
expected that.
Game one where he died. Well, he got two. I think it was they uncovered two of the artifacts, which I mean is VPs, and they tied up his one bolt thrower for a few turns, uh, which was good enough. Like game one, I mean, I get game one was just a cluster for me. It was not. It's not going well. But game two, I mean, just holding down the Dwarven Fortress was incredible. No
Yeah, you have
reason he
some
should have
pictures
done
of
what he
that.
did.
You have some pictures of that on the
Yeah.
Instagram. And actually, the terrain looks really
Oh,
nice, and being able
yeah.
to fit in
That
there.
one shot for sure. That shows exactly kind of how I bogged him up and had my other guys go up the back staircases. That's yeah. If you want to have, if I was totally mis communicating what you would think was happening, look at that. That's it. The
Yeah,
overhead shot was really good. Also, great terrain to play in.
yeah, dude. Conquest, like getting to play inside a terrain is my favorite thing now. Ever
Yeah.
since I got like all the conquest creation stuff and printing that, it's
Uh,
so much fun to play inside, like taking the roof off and actually running
the
through
skirmish
buildings and
game.
stuff.
Oh, and it was great too because you'd have the levels. So I was like, well, I'm on the second level now, so I'm just going to put it to the side, and I can keep playing it out with having to keep putting it back on top.
Oh
And
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
if your guys gets up there, we could just be like, yeah, now you're up there too. It's like a second mini board game. The
It's
tricky
actually
thing
hilarious.
was,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm now up here. I could actually shoot with my archers, and I definitely could have done that a few turns where I didn't. So that would have been an interesting thing to try and remember.
Oh yeah, shooting out a window up there or something.
Yeah, like some spear sports or something.
Yeah.
But it was they did really well there. And then game two, just the fact they took out two undead first round of
Game three.
shooting.
Game three. Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, game three was like it felt pretty incredible. And then they did well in the combats too. The Warhorn helped them get into charging with their bad
Yeah.
courage.
Because they're lesser rangers, right? They have like courage
Their
8 or
courage
something, or
two.
fight
Oh yeah, A
3 or
plus.
whatever.
A
Yeah.
plus. Terrible. Terrible.
Yeah. That's awful.
Yeah. But
Okay. Well, that
that
sounds
was
like a
me,
pretty
2-2.
decent day. Yeah. Any who? Let's give a shout out. Pick a favorite opponent
Favorite opponent of the day.
or
Oh,
best game. What was the best one? Best game. Best person to play
well, I had a
against.
lot of I had a lot of fun laughs with Jonathan Park. As
Okay.
miserable as he
That's
was
nice.
by the end of it, we had we had a good time. We get along. So I'll give him the shout out there. But all three of my other opponents were great to play against. My first opponent who crushed me, Alex, he just got back from a trip to Japan or something. He was like running like 4 hours of sleep. I'm like, why are you even here?
And he
And he's
still
like, yeah,
beats you.
I've been thinking the same thing. And then he crushed me. And I was like, oh, great. Yeah, I was gonna keep that one to myself, but I was like, so I gotta,
You
you know
should
what?
have kept that one to
You
yourself
know what?
for the
I'm gonna
sake
give
of.
him the shout out for that.
Oh,
Showing up
jeez.
on like super jet lag from Japan. You're sorry, John, but I gotta give it to the guy that probably should not have been there.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have.
That's
That's
dedication. We
crazy.
know you. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's
But
pretty awesome.
then the same thing, my second game against Alex, he painted up the dwarf board that we were playing on, and his army
Oh,
looked
cool.
great. The board was amazing. Um, I can't even give a shout out to one specifically because the last opponent too, Mark, like he played a great guy to
Okay.
play
Yeah.
against.
This is
So
this is getting
I can't say
ridiculous.
I
I
can't
asked you
say
for your.
truthfully.
I asked you for one thing, and you gave me all four of your opponents now. So
Yeah, yeah, I can't say anything bad. No, they're all good. They're all good games. I have no complaints, minus
yeah,
I
that's
guess
good.
the two that beat me. Curse you.
Let's find a complaint for you. Okay. Let's find something that you didn't like.
Oh,
Painting. Who? How
painting.
many of the armies were painted? There's 14 armies there.
Um, I gotta look at the list now too. Okay,
Oh,
Jeremy H. Eagles, all painted, very well
It better
done.
be all painted if you're playing Eagles.
All four models. Then we had Steve Stokes, Men of the West. I can't.
Steve paints.
It
He
is all
paints.
painted.
He- you know,
And
We're gonna
So
go
that
through
was
person
due.
by person here. Call them all out on the podcast.
Noah, he was playing a Harad thing, not painted.
Mm,
Preston Rutherford, Finistera, all painted. Steve's army,
Good,
but was all painted. So
good.
shout out to Steve twice, having two painted armies show up.
Oh, I was hoping
Uh,
Preston should have brought that Legolas that he painted. That thing's unreal.
I wonder he
that's
probably
good.
just didn't have anything else. He just doesn't have anything else to go with it quite yet. He's just trying to start. All his
He's
armies
in like
are out of commission. He
17
was saying
lists.
the new edition sunk everything he plays.
Yeah.
And I guess he just got bummed out of playing Legacy, like doesn't want to play the stuff that got kind of shortchanged, but is still like I was telling him, you still got to bring Con next time. Bring Con.
Oh God.
Bring
Even if it's
17
unpainted.
chariots.
Con I think is worth unpaintedness.
No, don't no. There's no exceptions to unpainted.
It's a close one, but no.
Then there was a usurpers list with Daniel. I don't believe it was all painted. I think some of them might have been painted.
Are
All
we
right,
still gonna,
let's stop
we're gonna
calling
call it
people out.
everyone?
Are we saying 50% of people are
I'm going to
painted?
say
60%, 75?
60% painted. 60% painted. Maybe more. Say 70%. Now that I'm like looking at the list. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So we're like, I'll say over half were painted.
Nice. Well, not
All
nice,
the
but
terrain was like painted. All was really good. Everyone that brought the tables, I don't think I saw one table that didn't look fun to play on.
good.
I would say there were some really cool ones. So thank you for everyone that brought terrain too. It was pretty cool to see nice tables too. Different tables too, because it was a different. Some of the more Hamilton ones, you're starting to see a lot of the same tables over and over again, or at like your tournaments. But
Mhm.
obviously, you're hosting, you're going to have your same table, so it's kind of nice to see something a bit different.
Yeah, I guess that's one of the advantages of people who travel for tournaments, right? Like anybody who's going to tournaments in one area is probably playing on the same terrain over and over again, and then as soon as you go to the other side of Toronto or whatever, you get a little reprieve from it, you know?
Yeah. But I think it's time to talk about the winner of the tournament. If
Yes, should we you want to run us through the podium, top 3, and then who won the painted awards, and then we can get into your little note there?
yeah, so we'll start with third place. Third place went to Noah. T.O. He brought a Golden King, and I don't really know what else he brought, but there was a Golden King. Then second place, Steve Stokes with Men of the West, Aragorn, Eagle or Guahir, and yeah, it was Guahir, and 8 Warriors of Minas Tirith. So not a lot of model counts, but obviously 2 big, strong guys. He had a whopping 66 victory points by the end of the day. So he missed out on
That's insane.
14 out of the 4 games. So even the one game he lost, because he ended up 3-1, he still clearly put up good numbers. And then our grand winner of the 80-point hobby events, Jeremy Hildebrandt, 4-0 Eagles.
That's greasy, man.
Cheers.
That is
Cheers to
crazy.
you. He walked in and it was like the discussion of him finding out it was an 80-point tournament. It's like his face sucked. He was like, no. He's like, I didn't know. I thought it was competitive. It's like, yeah, no, this is not that. So he did feel guilty. But hey, wins are wins. You gotta,
Wins or
you gotta
win.
do what you gotta do.
That's 80 points, man.
It's 80 points. We're coming down the wire. Everything matters. 80 points could help him. Who knows how far that could actually, like, first place, even at an 80, really is helpful down the stretch.
Probably good enough for a top 4 score.
Yeah. So congratulations to him. Good old Eagles. We tried to have him on, but unfortunately, we kind of not a lot of heads notice. We couldn't squeeze him in here.
Yeah,
But
we're yeah.
he did give me a quick write-up that he wanted to be put out there. Said he's been waiting to play the Eagles since before this edition when they became absolutely broken.
Oh,
So
here
I
comes
guess
the
they've been
excuse.
Here we go.
sitting on his shelf. He's held them off until this moment.
He felt so guilty he had to write an excuse letter.
Yeah. Said
Now
the
that's
list of low
greasy.
posts is indeed broken. Yes, it's nice. At least you would own it, right? You got to admit it. Andrew admits that the Balrog is broken.
I'm playing
So
it in
sometimes you just got to
solidarity.
beat a dead horse. Piercing Cry is definitely what pushes it from great to broken, in his opinion, especially at the 450 or lower.
Mm-hmm.
Just being able to shut down your opponent's moves for an entire turn and do what you want. Yeah, that checks out.
Feels like a ring race
Also,
rule.
yeah. Also, like at 450, it's so hard to find something to fight all this stuff. That's a big problem. Almost every time you're able to catch the whole army with it. Yeah, because 450, there's not a lot of models, so it's easy to just grab everything in one fell swoop. He said all his opponents were great. For the 4 people he played, he said you were all great. The 2 opponents that were most threatening were the ones with shooting. The one had the double bolt thrower. So that was the guy I faced, Alex, in game 1. Because he beat me so bad, and then Jeremy did so good that they got paired up. And double bolt thrower would probably do pretty good against the Eagles, but apparently he spent all his 6s on my game because he put in brackets, but had poor shooting. So unfortunately, maybe if the bolt throwers did shoot better, we wouldn't have had an Eagle go 4-0. And they had one list with 10 Wildman bows and 8 throwing spears, Dark and Night, for the +1 of wounds. That sounds like it checks out too.
Yeah, that's a pretty wild one.
And then his final game was against Noah and the Golden King. And by what it sounded like, he just basically avoided the Golden King because he can fly 12 inches. And
Yeah.
you just don't engage the Golden King. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you can't wound him. Well, don't fight him. You can do everything else in the game.
Well, and you can just keep hurling into him too. Like he can't block those wounds, right?
Yeah. So that's an option. I may have told him that before the game started anyways. I don't know if he did that or not. But
yeah, he won 8-3 against Gold King. On Longshanks it's a Usurpers of Edoras list, so I'm not sure what was in the army other than the Golden King.
Don't know. I think maybe he had some of Brackengard and Spears were in it.
Yeah.
I don't know what was the exact list, but Eagles won 4-0. Are we surprised? No, I don't think so. Was there a bit of miscommunication? Yes. But who are we to say? We're backing up our Defs players, so play hard. We're all here to. You want to show up to win, so
I guess that's the other question. An 80-point event, you can play whatever you want, whatever you think is cool, whatever you think is that.
Yeah.
So maybe he just wants to play Eagles. I don't know. I'm trying to make an excuse for this guy, but it's hard.
Maybe we just make sure that everything is on the same page and not have stuff promoting 90 and other things saying 80.
This is the first tournament miscommunication we've ever had for points.
What's another army that you think is not an 80-point event army?
Men of the West. I don't think, and it might sound salty, but at the same time, I don't think it is. I mean, Aragorn King Elisar. Okay, Battle of Fornost. I don't think is a 450. I think a general consensus on the internet is don't play them at low levels, play them at 700 plus. But I played them at 500. I thought it was really good.
I think some of your most success.
Exactly. What can fight both Glorfindel and Aenor? So
hey, there's a reason you're the top-rated Battle of Fornost player on Longshanks. Okay,
let's relax. Nobody uses Longshanks
because Longshanks are so accurate, and those rankings make a lot of sense. But I like it at low points. I think it's really strong. If it was a 90-point event at 450, I probably wouldn't have brought the Fiefdoms. I probably would have just brought them.
That's fair.
Um, and but I don't think that's a 80 point list in that situation. Eagles, obviously, yeah.
Dubs.
Men of the West,
Depth.
especially like
I
if
guess
you're
you could take the top 5 lists. Like, what is it? Men of the West,
Army of the
Depths,
White
Army of the
Hand,
White
probably
Hand,
still, yeah.
Eagles.
No Army of the White Hand there
It's
though,
like
so that's nice.
it's like yeah, every 80-point event just bans the top 5 lists at the moment.
Yeah, but then how do you decide what a top 5 list is? And that
No,
gets
we
messy
can't do
too.
that. Everybody should get to play
Yeah,
what they play. You
yeah,
just get
exactly.
ridiculed if somebody doesn't like it.
We're gonna shame you with fun, Jeremy. You gotta accept that, and I think you understand it. We understand your miscommunication, but we still have to ride that shame of the Eagles at a hobby 80-point event.
He was invited
But
on and he didn't come on, and then he played Eagles at an 80-point event. So next time he comes on, that's an auto shame point in my
auto
book.
shame point next time.
Auto shame point. All right. I think that's it. Anything else from that tournament, Zach? It was a nice little local one for you.
Nice little local Game Chamber's a great store. If you're a local person, you didn't make it out. I think by the sounds of it, they're going to try to run tournaments out of London a lot more frequently, specifically probably out of the Game Chamber. I would
Mhm.
highly recommend. Good store. Obviously, it's great to support your local hobby store. Prizing was good. There was prizing for store credit, which is nice. Um, everyone got a prize.
What'd
Some,
you get?
some. I got the journal that
Nice.
you'll hear our
Nice.
opinion about last episode. Um,
Good
so it
timing.
was cool. I mean, I don't think I went out of my way to buy it myself, but winning it as a prize is that's nice. I'll enjoy reading through it, reading through the scenarios,
Mhm.
looking at the painting stuff, the conversions, stuff I'll never do, but it's fun to read
It's
through.
cool to see.
Yeah. So a nice little prize. It's nice when you get something that you wouldn't buy yourself too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is a nice part.
But no, it was a good day. I had a lot of fun. Looking forward to well, maybe not another one in London. I'll probably be out of here before the next one.
Yeah, you're moving. You're moving soon, dude.
Yeah.
Um, Otherwise, I don't know if Andrew has any thoughts on how Zach played, but 2-2, based off the way you described the games, is kind of good enough. Good enough, it seems. It's not like you made any major blunders other than 4 long dying turn 1 of combat, but
I think
Yeah.
they said enough.
um,
It's true.
that's it for us. For today, what is it? Quiz questions. Submit your 700-point lists. If you're going to the finale, let us know. We'll all 3 of us are going to be there, so we'll see you there. And paint your models.
Paint your models.
Paint your models.